Fantastic. Now, how did you find that? Did you find that interesting? How would you have helped them if they came to you for advice on how to help this situation? How would you help them? Would you blame the man? Would you blame the woman? Now, with all clients and all situations, I have a series of different models that you can use to improve people's lives, whether they're single or whether they're in a relationship, whether they're married or whatever. Because when you have a model, you have a formula and a system and a process to follow. And remember, the clients always have the answers to their problems and the solutions. You just need to know which questions to ask them. So I'm going to introduce to you the EDAMS model that I've created. Now what this means is it's broken down into 5 phases. The first phase is E for establish. You need to establish what will be the end result of the goal. Now what you need to ask the client is, what will your goal look like once you've achieved it? So for argument's sake, the man may want the woman to not to be so moody, moaning and snapping at him. But what could he do to help towards that? Maybe he could communicate to her in a better way. Maybe he could empathize with her. Maybe he could just do not talk back at her when she's feeling that unsettling way. So that could be that. The woman also, because this could be asked to the woman as well, what will your goal look like once you've achieved it? It may mean that she wants him to be more understanding, more empathizing with her, be more warm, run a candlelit bath for her, rub her tummy, give her lots of hug, lots of TLC, because some women are quite delicate in this area and they just want a little TLC. So if that's the goal that she wants to achieve and he wants that, similar things like that as well, then they need to decide what the first small thing they must do to work towards it. So now we're on D out of the EDAMS model. And then what you need to ask them is, name one small thing that you could easily do to help you to achieve it. Now it may mean that the man could just sit her down and just give her a hug and tell her, I really love you, but I want to make this experience as positive as possible for you. Please tell me what you want me to do. And she may then say to him, well actually I would prefer if you just every day when I come in from work, if you can just make sure the dinner's cooked and just set a bath for me and we can just sit down and just watch a nice DVD with a glass of wine, I'll be happy with that. And once you give men those types of instructions, we will do it because we're go focused and that's what we'll be focusing on. So that's one small thing that the pair of them could do. Now, the action. They're going to decide that they're going to do that, but the action needs to take place. So the actions need to be taken when and where and when they're going to be doing it specifically. What day, time are you going to take this action? And it's very important that they understand when this is going to be taking place. So if she wants it to happen every day 8 p.m, then he needs to know he needs to do that. If she, for example, if he wants her to, for example, whenever she feels that she's feeling a bit moody or a bit snapping, he may want her to identify that and just say to him, look, I know I was a bit snappy today, but I apologize, or could you give me a hug? Or it may mean that when she's like that, she's saying to him, I'm in that place, can you give me a hug or some TLC? And that will be more productive or positive. I'm just giving you some examples that may happen. Now, how are you going to measure this? Because you need to know whether or not you're making any progress. Now, what progress has been made in it, you need to make it in a journal or a diary. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but this is so powerful. How will you know you're working towards your goal, and how will you keep a record of it? So it's actually going through this, the EDAMS model, writing down what you're going to do, how you're feeling, and how the progress has been made as well. Very, very, very powerful. And also the state. There's going to be times when you're going to be feeling, both your clients are not going to be feeling up for this. They're going to be feeling where there's going to be outside influences that's going to be affecting them, how they're going to be feeling. And sometimes they're just going to be moody, upset. But we need to manage that. We need to have something in place that when they're in that place, we need to get them back on track, get them focused back on the model, get them focused back on their goal. So the state needs to be positive and encouraged, and remind yourself what state of mind you need to be to keep focused at all times. And what will you do when you have days when you don't feel like working towards your goal? What makes you very happy? Music, chocolate, sweets, alcohol, food, going for a jog, going to the gym, going to the spa, having a candlelit bath, whatever it is. When you're in that state and you're feeling that everything's just on top of you, how do you manage that? So that's the EDAMS model. I've just gone through it quite quickly, but on the course, we will go into this a lot more depth, a lot more scenarios and exercises, and also, more importantly, there'll be loads more others that you can use as well, which I'm going to share with you. So PMT, how to deal with it. They need to communicate a lot more. He needs to ask her what she wants him to do, which we've covered. Empathy. I think she really wants him to empathize with her as well. He could do prepare a candidate bath. They could go for walks, lots of hugs, tummy rub, hot water bottle, and don't blame. The both of them mustn't blame each other. When you start blaming, that's when problems start to build up. And don't run away from her. She wants you around all the time because she's going to feel rejected and neglected.